The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 264,414. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 6,455. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,415, with total confirmed deaths at 69. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Ben McCain. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, September 24th. The county's Department of Health Services is asking the public for help in identifying a woman brought to a local hospital. On September 7th, an elderly Hispanic female was found at the Ramada Hotel in Torrance by the Torrance Fire Department and brought to a local hospital. The woman is said to have no documentation, or identification with her. While she is alert, she is unable to communicate any information other than the name Lucia and sometimes last name Hernandez. She's likely in her early to late 70s. She has brown eyes, gray hair, and stands about 4 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 117 pounds. She has a medium build with no tattoos. She has a mole on the left side of her face above her mouth. When she was brought to the hospital, she was well-groomed and wearing black shoes and blue sweatpants. If anyone has any information that could help identify the woman, call the county at 424-306-4440. Hundreds took to the streets last night in downtown Los Angeles after a grand jury indicted only one former Louisville police officer in the Breonna Taylor death. Brett Hankerson was charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment. While each count carries a sentence of up to 5 years, he was not charged in relation to Taylor's death. The other 2 officers who opened fire were not indicted. 2 police officers were shot in Louisville as protests erupted in not only Kentucky, but states across the country. The deaths of both Taylor and George Floyd, among many others, have fueled a national outcry for change in policing policies. Taylor was a 26-year-old emergency medical worker who was shot multiple times at her home on March 13th. Louisville Metro police officers entered her home on a narcotics investigation. The warrant used to search her home was connected to a suspect who did not live there. No drugs were found inside the home. More Americans continue to file for unemployment, and during the pandemic, the U.S. Labor Department released its weekly unemployment numbers this morning, reflecting more than 824,000 first-time filers. While this week's claims are significantly lower than the record high of 6.2 million that filed for the first time in early spring when most non-essential businesses were closed, it's still higher than it was a week ago. In less than 7 months, more than 57 million have applied for unemployment help for the first time. In California, the state's Employment Development Department announced a 2-week pause earlier this week to help with the massive backlog of unresolved claims, delayed payments, and undetected fraud. Following the state's strike team's recommendation, the EDD will not accept any new filings for unemployment benefits at least through October 5th. Governor Newsom and the EDD say the halt in the new claim filing should not affect those who are already in the system. Currently, there are close to 1.6 million unresolved claims. Yosemite National Park reopens tomorrow morning following a September 16th closure due to unhealthy air quality. The park reopens at 9 a.m. Friday. Campsites in Yosemite Valley's Upper, North, and Lower Pines campgrounds will be available for campers beginning tomorrow night. Throughout the summer, Yosemite made only half of the 240 campsites available to help reduce the spread of COVID-19. Only a small number of sites in the North and Lower Pines will remain closed, while officials say the air quality has improved over the last few days. There may be a need for intermittent closures as the air quality fluctuates in the days and weeks ahead. Campgrounds can be booked online at recreation.gov. Today is Climate Action Day, and California Governor Gavin Newsom hosted a virtual roundtable to talk about the environment. Global, state, and tribal and local leaders joined in online this morning to talk about topics ranging from climate change to the recent wildfires to charting an equitable path to carbon neutrality, along with innovative ways that will help California move forward. Some of the panelists who joined Newsom include Tom Steyer, the co-chair of the Governor's Task Force on Business and Jobs Recovery and co-chair of the Governor's Council of Economic Advisors, along with David Hochschild, Chair of California's Energy Commission, Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia from the 56th District, and Maya Yoshitani, the Executive Director for the Asian Pacific Environmental Network. You can catch the roundtable online on YouTube. On Wednesday, Governor Newsom also signed an executive order requiring all new cars and SUVs sold in California to be zero-emission vehicles by 2035. The California Air Resources Board is also working on regulations that will mandate that medium and heavy-duty vehicles also have zero emissions by 2045. Smoke from the West Coast fires could impact some of the nation's most celebrated wine regions. 2020's vintage of wines could be severely damaged as wineries in California, Oregon, and Washington suffer the worst air quality in history. Growers are trying to assess the true extent of the smoke damage to this year's crops. Experts say compounds called volatile phenols are released when wood burns and can be absorbed by grapes. And while the compounds are naturally present in the grapes, when their levels get too high, it can ruin the taste of the wine. President of the California Association of Wine Grape Growers says the wildfires are likely to be, without question, the single worst disaster the wine grape growing community has ever faced. California's public health officials have been at the forefront of this pandemic, holding weekly and often daily COVID-19 press briefings. And over the course of the past 7 months, it's become a dangerous job as many have received death threats. So in an effort to offer an added layer of protection from harassment or violence, Governor Newsom signed an executive order allowing the Secretary of State, Alex Padilla, to extend the Safe at Home confidentiality program to health officials to hide their addresses to the public. The program provides substitute mailing addresses for sexual assault and domestic violence victims, as well as reproductive health care workers, among others. The governor says the order is designed to protect local health officers and other public health officials on the front lines of the fight against the virus. Future passengers of United Airlines headed to one popular destination may be able to take a pre-flight COVID-19 test, which could help to avoid a mandatory quarantine if the test comes back negative. United Airlines is launching a pilot testing program for passengers flying from San Francisco International Airport to Hawaii. Passengers will be able to purchase either a rapid test at the airport or a self-collecting mail-in test ahead of their trip. United will be one of the first U.S. airlines to launch such a program. Hawaii's Governor David Ige said travelers arriving from out of state may bypass a 14-day quarantine requirement if they test negative for COVID-19. The Rapid Abbott ID, now COVID-19 test, provides results in approximately 15 minutes and will be available to United customers on the same day as their flight. Passengers will be able to schedule their on-site test in advance online. The mail-in test option will be administered by a California-based clinical genetic testing company called Color. The airline said it will email customers traveling from San Francisco to Hawaii an invite to purchase the self-collecting test kit at least 10 days prior to their departure. Customers should collect their own samples at home 3 days prior to the flight and return their test kit by overnight mail or drop it off at the airport. The lab will then process the test and return the results by text or email within 24 to 48 hours. Now, this does come with a hefty price tag. The rapid test option at the airport is expected to cost $250, and the at-home test kit is expected to run about $80 plus the cost of shipping. United hopes to expand customer testing to other destinations and U.S. airports by later this year. Shopping at Walmart may begin to look like pre-COVID days as they announce plans to roll back some of their precautions. The retail giant says they're doing away with one-way aisles and will reopen second sets of doors that had previously been closed due to coronavirus concerns. Going forward, one set of doors will be designated for entrance and the other for exit. Company officials say the changes are attributed to customer behavior. Walmart says they've seen customers adopt new behaviors and take their personal responsibility seriously to wear masks, practice social distancing, and use of their expanded hours to better spread the traffic throughout the day. This has allowed the company to provide shoppers with more options. Now, other COVID-19 precautions still remain, including wearing masks in stores, spraying down carts after each use, leaving plastic barriers at the checkout, and social distancing decals on the floor. Well, with New Year's Eve just 3 months away, event organizers say this year's annual celebration in New York City's Times Square will go virtual as the world continues to fight the pandemic. The countdown to 2021, which is just 100 days away, will happen virtually and safely, according to a video teaser that was released. The scaled back and socially distanced live elements are still yet to be determined. Organizers expect a limited group of in-person honorees, socially distanced, who will reflect the themes, challenges, and inspirations of 2020. Jeff Strauss, the president of Countdown Entertainment, who produces the event each year, says he hopes to turn to the new year with a sense of hope, renewal, and resolution, and the public will be able to join virtually like never before as part of the Times Square 2021 celebration. In recent years, the New York City Police Department estimated that nearly 1 million people packed into Times Square on New Year's Eve to watch the ball drop and ring in the new year. A home run for a Torrance brewery. The Brews Hall in Torrance announced its latest collaboration with the Los Angeles Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw. One of the undisputed best pitchers in baseball introduced Kershaw's Wicked Curve, a craft beer developed in partnership with master brewer Michael Zislis and his Buzz Rock Brewing Company, which is based in Torrance. 4 packs of tall stadium cans are found at Gelson's grocery stores throughout Southern California. 100% of royalties from sales of Kershaw's Wicked Curve will benefit Kershaw's Challenge, a charity supporting vulnerable and at-risk children. Soon, the craft beer will be available on draft at the Brews Hall, Shade Hotel, Rock and Brew Restaurants, Rock and Fish, and the Strand House in Manhattan Beach. Kershaw's charity has raised more than $12 million to help children since 2011. You can learn more at KershawsChallenge.com. Well, the ROADIUM open air market and drive-in theater is taking it back to the 1950s, bringing a one-of-a-kind movie-going experience to the community. Tonight, beginning at 6:30, guests can enjoy a one-night-only event screening of Ava. This is about an assassin who becomes marked for death by her own Black Ops organization after questioning orders and breaking protocol. I've heard it both ways, Ava and Ava. There are general COVID-19 safety protocols in place at the ROADIUM. Be sure to wear your mask anytime you need to step outside of your car to visit the restrooms or the concession stands. Pets may join as long as they remain in your vehicle. And if you're a military or healthcare worker, you'll receive a 20% off discount. Guests should purchase these in person to get the discount. The cost per car to enter is $25. Gates open at 6:15 p.m. and the movie is expected to start at about 7:15 or sundown. Now be sure to arrive early as the gates will close by 7:30 p.m. And in case you can't make it tonight, there are events scheduled throughout the month. Be sure to check out Roadium.com for more information. The Rotary Club of Torrance Del Amo is hosting an important food collection drive this weekend. In an effort to end hunger and help those in need, especially during the pandemic, the Rotary Club and the Boys and Girls Clubs of the L.A. Harbor are asking the community to donate jars of peanut butter and jelly. Monetary donations are also welcome. For every $1 donated, 3 sandwiches can be made. The goal is to make 5,000 sandwiches, and each jar of peanut butter and jelly will make at least 12 sandwiches. The food drive takes place on Saturday, September 26th, and Sunday, September 27th at the Bonds Crossroads, located on Crenshaw Boulevard and Lomita Avenue. You can swing by between 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. To donate online, go to tda-rotary.weebly.com. As we head into the weekend, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance. Due to the extended City Council meeting, new episodes will be airing at 3 p.m. just for this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This weekend, we'll take you behind the scenes to Smog City Brewery, see how they've modified how they operate their craft brewery during this pandemic. Plus, with fire season here, find out what you can do to keep areas in and around your home safe from potential fires. Plus, if you're looking to brush up on your golf game, Sea Air Golf Course is open and is offering the community a safe and COVID-compliant experience. This and much more. Tune in every day this weekend at our special time beginning at 3 p.m. You can find us on Spectrum Cable Channel 3, Verizon Fios Channel 31, streaming on our website as well as on YouTube. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, the Torrance Refining Company is keeping up with good housekeeping even during the pandemic. Employee volunteers regularly work to keep the exterior of the refinery clean, to prevent injury, to promote teamwork, and provide an opportunity for employees to spend time together giving back to their community. Just recently, in the spirit of the city's Dare to Care campaign and spreading kindness, employee volunteers took this chance to participate by wearing face coverings, social distancing, and cleaning up debris around the refinery. What a great example of kindness and caring for their community and for others. Now, if you have a great story to share, be sure to email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. Be sure to join us back here on Monday at 4 p.m. as Rhiannon Trutanich brings you the latest updates. Have a safe weekend, be healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.